Hello, everybody. So today we're just going to do a quick video doing a little breakdown on how to draw a pitchfork. If you're not familiar with what a pitchfork is, up here in the drawing tools, on the third little menu down here below the Fibonacci retracement, we have the pitchfork. And this can be a pretty useful tool, especially for longer trends or like basically channels. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to be selecting 3 points. Just, you're going to want to snap to the candles themselves here just to be a little bit more accurate. And you can see we did 1, 2, 3 points. First point's going to be the end point of this middle median line. And your next two are going to be basically, I don't know what I'm calling a backbone. And your median is going to split down the midpoint of that backbone and continue on in that direction. And just to kind of show you a little something, depending on where that point is going to determine the angle that it's at. And in this case, it's not looking too bad right here. You can already see we definitely have some correlation going on. And as you can see, we definitely have some candles blown out past the lower median, and this up here would be the upper median. And then these are just 50% lines that I made dotted just to kind of keep it a little cleaner looking. But what you can do is double click on it, and just like your Fibonacci retracement, you can go and add, a bunch more different levels to it. I will say the more you add, the more cluttered it becomes very quick, because you're not just adding one, you're adding it on both sides. So you can see we added the 2 level here, plus a little 1.5, another dotted line. And again, you can kind of see that, see some more correlation going on, even beyond that. Come here, but I'm going to turn these off just for now, just to keep it a little bit simpler looking. You can also turn on some background colors should you so choose, but I'm going to keep it at this. So now that is the original. If you right click on it down here, you can actually switch it between the 4 different kinds, between original, shift, modified shift, and inside. Say we changed it to the shift, obviously that is fairly significant difference here. And if you want to see what's going on, drag this up here so we could actually see it. You'll notice, go back to the original. Again, just straight line from the first point, connected between the 2. Switch the shift, now you notice it added this line in here, and it took our median all the way out to the furthest horizontal extent of that first point. And then it's gonna, this end point, let me see if I get a more drastic example here, is going to be horizontal from wherever the midpoint of this line is. So it's not crossing at the midline, but this is basically lining up with that, and then with the midpoint over here. We go down, switch to the modified shift. Now it actually snaps to the midpoint. And if you were to go to the inside, it'll take this upper median and be perpendicular to that line at the midpoint. And what does that mean? Nothing on its own, but when you're going to draw this, you're going to want to pick, say, like a high, if I can get it, a low, and a high, and it stays, stuck to whatever the previous one you did. So let's switch back to original, and you can see we have our little channel back over here. Go to the shift. Now, obviously, depending on where these 3 points you picked is going to have all the difference in the world about how it draws this thing. And that can be the hardest part when you're first starting out with these pitchforks, is you go to draw it and it doesn't exactly go where you want it to, doesn't do what you think it should be doing. It's a little rebellious soul going on here in the little pitchfork. Modified shift. Obviously, it's not going to be too terribly different from the regular. Inside is definitely going to be this sharper angle compared to your backbone here. We'll come back to the original and say, you know, you were watching this. It gives you an idea of potential support resistance points, potential reversal points even. You know, if you're breaking through, oftentimes, I mean, this one, not so much because we kind of came right back up into it, but, you know, in cases like if you had one going up here and you start breaking through this way, you know, it's probably time to draw a new one if that's what you want to do. I haven't been using these too terribly long, basically for like the last week. And I can tell you, I've been watching YouTube videos on how to draw these things, and like absolutely frustrating. I swear to God, like these people, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but these videos where they're trying to show people how to draw it, dude, it took me 10 minutes just to get to the point where they click 3 points with this damn thing and drew it. I don't know. Me, I don't like waiting through like this long thing. Like we're in TradingView, and you know we have these toolbars over here, and if you go into the toolbar, we have all this different stuff and this and that and this and that, and then okay, you know this is the pitchfork, and this was where it originally came. Like, dude, for real. Like honestly, if you're over here drawing pitchforks, I kind of figure you know how to use TradingView. You understand what a chart is. You understand what highs and lows are. I mean, sorry. Had to vent a little bit. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. But basically, that's just what you're doing. You're picking these 3 points. You know, we'd come over here. Let's say we come back to this spot over here. And you can also go, say, low to high to low. Actually worked out pretty well. Gave us our little channel right here. And again, you can see plenty of correlation. It's a fairly tight little upward channel there. Okay, we're on the 4 hour, and you know, depending on what time frame you're on, some of these might be, you know, a lot more choppy. Obviously, the charts lately, just in this area, we have a lot of sideways action going on, which can be kind of awkward for doing pitchforks because they tend to be a little more cooperative when you have a nice, you know, trending direction. But you can do the sideways too. But if you're doing sideways, you know, you still have the option of doing channels. Personally, I'm a fan of the fib channel over here. Say, I completely fucked that up. You're gonna want to go bottom to bottom to top. Obviously, two similar but different things. You know, this guy, you're just getting these 5 lines, and it gives you an idea whether, you know, you're over, under the median. You know, if you're coming up to one of these upper or lower medians, something to pay attention to for potential reversal, or in this case, you know, breaking out, even though the breakout really wasn't a breakout, it just went sideways, but you get the point. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to drop it in the comments. If there's another tool that you want to see, I'm going through just trying to learn a bunch of these ones that you really don't see people using too often. Just for myself to learn, you know, whether I use them or not, never hurts to know, and knowing is half the battle. But you know, have a good one. I'm gonna cut this one at that. Have a good shit. I already say that. Yes, I did. Well, fuck. Hopefully you're not listening to this point. If you are, I don't know, just say what's up in the comments, man. Drop something. Let's chat a little bit. This is a small channel. It's personal. Say what's up. Where are you from? All right, I'll stop talking.